I really think you should just go through it, man. Just like try to finish up all you can, as much as you can, and we'll look out the questions on the Twitch stream.
Yeah. Oh, hey, don't forget to send me. I'm gonna rearrange this. Don't forget to send me the PSD for the Coffee Across thing.
Yeah.
Or Dropbox it or something.
It should be small enough.
Because I'm gonna make a header, right? Okay, let's get started. Let me fire up Twitch on my iPad so that I can have it over here on the side. See, following Coffee with Cross. Here we go. Chat room. Okay, so where were we? You missed last week, and last week I gave another example of basically something that we're going to want to continually spawn stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So this week, I want to make these doors happen repeatedly after you touch them. So let's do keynotes. So we're still in Get It Working, right? Card Monty, new slide, ditch this. We'll get a new text one. So what are we doing today? Today, what's the date? Oh wait, today's Valentine's Day.
Valentine's Day.
Do you have Say what? Oh, hold on.
I asked if you have plans.
No plans. Maybe later this weekend on Monday off. Hold on. I'm gonna hardwire us in so that I don't get any interruptions. Have you been playing anything recently?
Knights of the Old Republic, as well as this one that was free for PS4 this month. I can't even think of the name of it. It's like it's a platformer in the style of Metroid.
Okay.
It's Archon or Archeon. It's like all the artwork is based on old Greek artwork.
Oh yeah. Arcanon or something.
Beautiful game. Like, I mean, I'm blown away by it. The very good voice acting even in it, and it's a huge maps, and it's just it brings me back to like Super Metroid and like Symphony of the Night.
Yep.
Those are my favorite games.
I played a little bit of that too. The artwork is really cool because it's like hieroglyphics or whatever. You know what I mean, like wall paintings, but like it's interesting because like it gets a little taxing on my eyes a little bit because it's so high contrast.
It's very graphical, yeah.
Yeah.
Totally. Big fat black lines, yeah.
Yeah, so it was like it gets a little hard for me, and it's not hard on my eyes like in a painful way. It's hard on my eyes in a object recognition way. Do you know what I mean? It's hard for me to tell what things are sometimes. Like, what can I interact with? What can I not interact with? If it's like for a while, I didn't know I could break pots and furniture. You know.
Yeah.
There's
because it all kind of blends really well.
Let's tackle door spawning first. Let's see, because we might get to. Hold on. Scoring. Okay. Good morning, Josh. Josh is in. Josh is like fucking clockwork, man. He's in. He's in it to win it. All right. Let's see here. Where are we with this? So to get our bearings, let's look at the game. Let's hit play. All right. Okay. What did we do last 2 weeks ago? Right. And this is a good tip. Like, it's almost always the best thing to do.
Can you share your screen?
Oh, yes. I sure can. Okay. To go back when you don't know where you're at is like, it sounds kind of crazy, but to remind yourself, you can almost always, let's say all your documentation gets blown up and you need to start, but you have a working copy of the game. You can always come back, play it, and see where you're at, right? Go back and refer to, well, where am I in the project? I'm doing get it working. Okay, what do I need to get working? Let's play it. How about the doors? So I'm not really getting the doors to do exactly what I want, but I've got them animating, right? So when we play it, let's see, this is one of the last things we did, is I animated them to move past the camera, and then back over the other way, over there, this one, right? So that makes sense. We had some problems. Let's go look at the script to make sure that, see what exactly is going on here. On input event, where, okay, yeah, space bar sets a random color. We left that over from before. I'm going to ditch this. It's extraneous now. Can always get it from start. Oh, right. Okay. This is the basic door test script, which is attached to the level. Yes, save that. Now we've got the doors do their own thing, right? Okay, now move to location door set 1 is basically doing, when I click any door, it's always going to move this first door set, right? Mm-hmm. That we don't really want that. So what we really want to do is when I click whatever door I'm on, I want it to move by. So let's, I'm going to ditch these other doors. Actually, what I'm going to do with these doors is I'm going to hide them because they're kind of fun to have set up back there. What I'm doing is disabling them, like just the whole thing. Disable this whole piece so it won't show up, right? I can still select it. It'll show me where it's at in the world by putting the axis on it.
Yeah.
But I'm just kind of putting them to the side for now.
It won't affect anything in the world right now if it's in it.
No.
Not in it.
No. So one of the interesting things here is like it picked up. See where this pivot is?
Where the what is?
Where the pivot, like where the axis is?
Yeah. The anchor point. Yeah.
Yeah, it's in a strange place. Let me see. I kind of want to make sure, and I'm a stickler for this, that all of my pivots are in the right spot, right?
I agree.
Just because, like, I don't want to have any bugs later for just based off of positioning. So let's do that. I am going to dismantle this a little bit for a second because I want to see where this door set is. Okay, so that's wherever I placed it in the first place. So let's put it where I want it. Notice I disassociated it from the doors so that I can make sure that, and this is where my sort of OCD nature comes into play because now I know exactly, where's this door? It's on some nice rounded numbers, right? Except for the side. So we use the center door as our reference. It's at position 0.5500. Let's get my door set 0.55 000. Okay, which is the corner of the door, right?
So it can go like this?
Yeah, so it can turn, but I'm going to ditch this 0.55 and actually make this 000. I'm really glad that I started in the very center of the world now because it makes it easy to square things up, right?
That was like one of the first things you mentioned.
Right. Was that it was 000. I'm a stickler for that. So when I create things, I zero them all out. The level may not exist here at all times, but this is where I'll make stuff, is at 000, right? Now I can come back to my doors, attach them to my door set again, right? So I'll parent it. This is the parent of these children. And one thing you'll notice is their position is now in relation to this. I think I mentioned this in the first episode. And the fact that they will, I'm just reorganizing them again because I have OCD tendencies. Okay. They are off on Y slightly. I'm going to make them all zeros, right? Okay. So each one of these doors does not have a script on it. This does not have a script on it. We started writing the door script. Is that what we did? Yes. Okay. So this was our raycast from mouse cursor. What did I hit? The owner of this script should rotate and move to this location. Right?
Right.
Let's see where I put that. Did I even put that on door set 1? I might have. Oh, there it is. Door component script. What key we hit? Door offset, none, right? And I did different. Yes. Okay, that should be the. Double check here. Okay, now we have a fun times object. Let's go to scene. We'll set it to the main camera for now. Okay, so let's go back and look. Fun times. Okay. Door set 1 is going to move to this location. I actually don't want that. What I want is not the main camera to move. I'm going to move the door set 1. Okay. Now we're about ready to pull this out. Here's my door actions that I left before. Animate toward the camera. So instead of fun times, let's actually do this. I'm going to delete this. We're going to say move the owner object, right, to whatever this door off stage position. Let's save this. Okay. Door off stage P. Okay. Just making sure I've got all my variables there. Oh shit. I know who Bacon Monkey is, purely by that comment. All right, so we're set. I have a feeling this is not going to work how exactly I want it to because I'm not quite. There we go. Okay. So we moved the doors
Pretty
to.
close now.
Say what? Pretty close. But
Pretty
one
close
thing.
now. Okay.
One thing that we didn't do was it moved the whole, whatchamacallit, it moved one door at a time. We want all 3 doors to move, right?
Right.
Let's see.
And it looks like they're going up.
They are, and I think where they're, see, I've made this Z. There we go. Let's make this 0.
Wouldn't that be a Y though?
Yes, but I'm gonna 0 these all out so that I know exactly where they're going. Right? So we're gonna move them off stage into a positive 0. Okay, let's play this again. For anybody out there who doesn't know exactly what I'm doing, okay, and they're moving around the wrong axis. That's okay. So I don't think what I'm going to be able to do, so we know that the owner variable refers to whatever script or whatever object this script is on, right? We know that we want to move this object, not this owner object. However, what happens, let's do this, let's go back to our door twitch test. So to actually simulate this, the way we need to do it is basically when the level starts, well, hold on, I'm going to set us up for some success here. When the level starts, I am going to, oh, there's several ways we could do this. It's kind of awesome. Okay, hold on. I am going to make a prefab out of this whole shebang-a-bang. We're going to delete this. Okay, now our next task is to, when the level starts, we're going to add an event, game event, graph event. We'll just do it as a graph event. We want to, actually, yeah, we'll do it as a graph event for now. I'll fix this later. Action, game objects, spawn prefab, right? So when the level starts, we're going to add variable string. We are going to call this door prefab. Okay, hook this up to here so that I can make sure I get the name right. Spawn point let's add an empty, right? And we'll call this, let's see, world center. We'll make sure this is at 0. We'll do that for now. Remember that I zeroed out my door container, so it should spawn at 0, 0, 0 if I use that spawn point. Let's do, I'm going to drag this in. Game object, world center. Okay, spawned name I do not need. I'm going to turn it off down here in the panels. Spawned game object I may need. So right now I am just going to add a generic game object in case I need it. Okay, let's see if that works. Let's compile, save. Every time you save, it compiles, just a reminder. Now let's go to, by the way, check out this cup I got from ThinkGeek. It's,
yeah.
Yeah, it's the heat makes the heart fill and go down, the Zelda heart.
So it's like super color shirt. That thing's awesome.
Yes, it is. It's fucking awesome. It's a hypercolor. Oh my god. Did you say hypercolor?
Yeah, totally, man.
Holy shit. Okay. So now when I hit play, the doors should show up. All right? No, nothing. They don't want to show up. No. Okay, well let's look at our uScript.
Not working, huh?
Why did I use mouse and door? No, but that doesn't mean. Hold on.
I mean, as a developer, do you find that it's a lot of trial and error? It's a lot of putting in code and going back and forth and.
Yeah,
Did you
definitely.
always have that luxury before Unity? I mean, like...
It depended on what you were using. What's nice about Unity is that the iterations are so fast. And this is why it didn't spawn, is because I didn't actually pick what to spawn.
Oh.
Right? Super simple. But that's nice because you are able to sort of debug on the fly. There is one danger, though, is that it does make you sometimes get distracted by doing little things and trying them out, So, like, you have to stay on
That was
point.
my next question. Instead of, like, getting all the stuff together and then trying it again, you probably just back and forth and probably takes more time, actually.
It can.
Yeah.
It can eat time. Okay, so I think what it's looking for is a string. That's not actually the one I want. We want, hold on, let's check this. Oh, did I not save it? I thought I saved it. Didn't I say save and compile? Let's double check this.
Definitely.
Oh, look at this. Exposed to Unity. I am sloppy today.
What's exposed to Unity? I don't think we've mentioned it.
So it did not show up on the uScript as a variable that I could define because I didn't click the exposed to Unity checkbox. I gave it a name. That means that I can use it anywhere in this graph. But I did not click this checkbox just because I'm going fast and sloppy and just not paying attention and not quite awake. I think I need more coffee. But now let's go to the uScript. Did it compile? Should have compiled. Let's do this again. Let's see. All right, now let's go back to uScript. Here we go. There's our door prefab name, which I'm going to just get from here. Command C to copy. Don't want spelling errors to be my issue. Go back to uScript. Let's Control V that in. It's exactly what it's supposed to be. Hit Enter to make sure that it doesn't go away. Hit play. Come back to it. Game. Did it spawn? Let's go look at the scene. Is it somewhere in there? If it had spawned, it would have showed up in here as like a clone. So somewhere in there, and this is a good pointer. I think. Let's check my console. Actually, oh, no reference yet. Okay, so it doesn't like one of these variables. Let's expose this one to Unity as well and call this world center. Didn't like this one. Let's do... What's happening is it's looking for whatever string that I have in the resource folder, and I might have called it resources. Let's look at this because that might not be correct. Okay, let's look at our UScript exposed variables. Let's actually define the world center to make sure that that's not our issue. World center. Let's hit save it all. Let's hit play. Nothing doing. Okay. This happens to me actually kind of not frequently, but I have to double check. This is frustrating. This is one of those things that sometimes I get the way things spawn on this thing. It wants the string and the resource path, as opposed to just defining what prefab I want, which can be a bit of a pain in the ass. Let's see if I've got a different one of these.
It's okay that none of that's connected to the other codes that you've built or other nodes.
It should do its thing all by itself. So let's do. Let's try. Did I do spawn prefab or spawn prefab at location? Okay, delete selected. Okay. At the specified spawn point, runtime must be in the resources folder structure. It seems to be correct. I may just have like a node bug. Let's look at this. Don't need the resource path. Let's try this one more time. Okay. There they are.
Great.
Sometimes just to recompile because I was kind of flipping back and forth and hitting things. Okay, so our doors showed up. Let's see if they do anything. All right, so
They'll open on that same access.
yeah, actually they opened and went to the same place. So they're rotating around whatever that point is, right? So I've got three doors doing this shit. All right, now we can go back to the door script, right? And so let's look at our doors. Now you notice the doors aren't in the scene. Let me hit play. Okay, the doors are in the scene. You see that it created this clone, right?
Yeah.
So you can play around with their values while they're there, but then they'll disappear again. But I want to go back and edit some things on the doors or check on them. You have to go to the prefab that's in this project. Oh, sorry. Oh, man, I fucking hate that shit.
Windows.
Now I'm all
Lying around.
fucking crazy. Okay, now take my game tab. Move it to the side. Take my scene tab. It's nice and customizable, but sometimes it's a fucking pain in the ass. All right, I have to go back to my original door prefab to edit it, right? So now, instead of a red door, let's do this as a purple door, right? Close this. It will save this prefab as is, right? And now that door is purple when it shows up. Okay, here's the other thing that you can do is you can drag the prefab up here like this, right? As if we were going to create a bunch of versions of this. Duplicate it. This is nice and easy for when you do want to do things like place a bunch of rocks or something, right? You could just place the prefabs because they're already set up. You don't have to go through it again. However, let's say I want to do something like door 2. Change the color from sky blue to more like red. Right? Notice that both doors changed because they're part of this prefab set. Okay, there's 3 buttons down here, or up here. Prefab, select, revert, or apply. If I hit revert, it should go back to its original. It did not. I wonder if because I saved it. Oh, it's because I saved it. Okay, I applied these colors to the prefab now. Delete
Revert
these.
is just going back to the last save, probably, right?
Yes, that's correct, and I saved over it. So Let's do, I'll show you this for this example again instead of purple, although I do like that purple. Let's make it something obvious, like yellow, like that. Okay, now let's apply that. Fuck, sorry, I was going to show you revert. I almost never revert, but that's just me. Okay, hold on.
Yeah, I don't. That's like one of the functions I've never really used on anything.
Let's change this back to blue, right? And then I'm like, I don't like blue. Revert. Oh, it's not working on this prefab. Revert this bitch.
Weird.
Yeah, I wonder. Let's drag it up there again. It's very strange. Okay, well, fuck it. It's not working for this, but like I said, I don't use it anyway. So now we have a red door, a blue door, and I hate Kismet. Yeah.
What is Kismet?
Kismet is the Unreal, old Unreal script that used to be kind of like this, but. Oh. Okay, so now we have our doors. They're not turning how we want them to go, but they are moving to where we want them to go. So let's look at assign material color. Okay, let's go back to door. Yes, save this file. Am I still playing? Okay. Make sure you're not in play mode because you can get out of sync. Okay, so we've got them rotating. We've got them moving to a location which is 0, 0, 0. And that's not actually what it is. Let's look at the use script. The off stage position. Oh, here, now I have to go back to my door script. Is 1, 0, 0 on this door, right? Let's actually change this to, let's just call it 0, 0, 0. Oh, actually, we don't want the doors to move at all, so I'm going to pull this off from there, delete this, right?
I'm going to move it to a location over there.
Yes, but we do want them to rotate on their own axis, right? So let's save this, come back, and the doors should rotate on their own.
If that was the easy fix, that's the easy fix.
Yeah, but we do eventually want them to move off screen, right? So here, we got our doors working correctly. All right. Okay. Now, however, on click, I do want them to move this game object, right? Which is whatever got spawned here, the prefab. This game object needs to move, but now it's in two scripts, right? It's, you know, there's one there and there's one going on here. So we have options. We can either write a new script for the door set that moves it off screen, right, and tell it to do that by sending it a message, or we can try and do it from our main script, which we can do. Let's do. What's a good way to do it? So this is where starts to get a little bit like a bit of a logic piece, right? So remember that this script is always resident in the level, right? The door script only shows up when that door exists, right? Okay. So we can't do something to something that doesn't exist, right? We sort of have to know it's there. Does that make sense?
Yes.
I can cheat this a little bit, actually. Let's see, spawn game object. But we also need to know, here, I'm going to actually add a comment. Okay. All right. Know when a door is clicked, right? Because we want to move the whole set. We also want to move the whole set of doors. Okay, I'm just breaking this down into smaller problems, right? Instead of like just trying to muscle through it. What else are we missing here? Do we want to do anything else with it? That's pretty much it. Let's move all the doors.
Because they're all going to move at once, right? Like past the...
Yes.
Yeah.
So there are multiple options here, but I think I'm going to try and go to the one that makes the most sense to me, which is, let's go to the door. We'll save this. When it's clicked, blah, 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 let's add an action. Where is it? Events, signals, send a signal. We're going to send a signal, right? We're going to add a string variable, sorry, not an action, variable, string, right? And we're going to call this door clicked, right? Now, there's a couple of different things going on here. I will actually expose this to Unity. See, door clicked. Notice I gave it a name, but I just now gave it a value, right? I need to actually fill in what that string is because that's important. I'm going to copy this.
It's added into the code.
Yes. So let's save this, and then let's go to our main Twitch again. Now we've got an event that we just invented or created called a signal event. Let's receive this signal. This is maybe not the most efficient or fast way to do this as far as like code latency, but this is going to be a pretty small project. Should be fine. Let's put a string in, right? Let's call this value door clicked. I am not going to expose this one to Unity, right? Even though in our brains it's quote unquote the same variable, this is actually a filter, right? So when Unity, and we'll do this scene, we'll attach it to there. When Unity receives this signal, right? Because I might send multiple signals. It's already saying when this signal is hit, then click it out, right?
Okay.
So let's save this. I'm going to go back to door for a second because I already know that I need to identify that I'm not just going to broadcast it to everybody. I just want to broadcast this signal to the U script, right? Save this again. Come back to this script. Okay, now we have we know when this one, right, is done. So when a door is clicked, we get this signal. Now, what we're going to do first is we're going to test this signal. So I'm going to add, right, action, editor only, and we're going to do this. And I do this all the time. So when this signal is received, send it to the console, have it print whatever this variable is, right? So I'll show you this in practice. And this is a way that you can guarantee or at least verify that a part of your script is working, right? When it starts to get pretty long and whatnot, you can drop these log nodes in and say, oh, hey, it didn't kick out, step 6. I am having a problem. So let's go over to the console here, right? Let's clear this so there's no noise. Hit play. All right, now let's click a door and see if it says door clicked. No, we didn't get that. No. Okay, it should have kicked out.
But it makes notes in that console section?
Yeah, it should have made a note there.
Just so you can go back and review? I mean, it doesn't...
Yes, so that I can see that it received this signal.
Is the log exposed to Unity, or does that...
No, it doesn't need to.
Okay.
We can do that. See, so for instance, I will do... Let's verify that my log is... so we can show that it works. So I should get the name of the door prefab. Oh, it's not kicking out. Let's look at my Interesting. All right. Save that. Let's come back to here. All right. Hold on. I'm going to get a little more coffee.
Yeah, I can do the same.
Okay, I think is the heart going to start filling up on our Valentine's Day edition of Coffee Across?
It already did. That's pretty awesome.
Yeah.
Is that a Zelda heart? What?
It is. It's patterned after a Zelda heart.
Hell yeah. Link to the Past, still the best Zelda game ever made.
Oh, Link to the Past was awesome.
Like, beyond good.
Okay, so I'm not getting past this signal stage, right? So I dropped this log in. Let's kill this. You know what? I'm going to verify that this log piece is working. Add action, editor only, log. It's log, it's log, it's big, it's heavy, it's wood.
It's better than bad, it's good.
It's better than bad, it's good. Okay, so let's say this again. I may have to actually recompile my, like all the scripts, right? So every once in a while I'm like, if the script is acting funny, just rebuild all grefs, right? Because what happens is it's building C# scripts based off of these pieces, and sometimes the references in there aren't cleaned up. Okay, so now when we get any input event, actually I'm gonna clean that up. When we get this input event, right, we are going to kick out the name of this game object to the log. Actually, let's not use that one because I don't know that it's going to exist when it wants to send a log signal. We'll use the owner game object because it clearly exists. Okay. Wait a second while it compiles. All right. I have a feeling I'm going to script better when the heart is full. after it's being low.
That thing's awesome.
It's pretty cool. I wish it was a bigger cup though. Okay. So that should work now. If we don't get... Okay, so my log's not working. Am I not getting... Oh, there it is. Okay, I had turned off my comments.
Ah.
And now I'm getting my door clicked message. Okay.
Cool.
Now I can verify everything that's working. Okay, did you see where I made my mistake? Up here, I had turned off certain messages.
Oh, they're just like radio buttons. I get
Yes.
it. Okay.
So this is warnings. This is complete asserts, like a total break, right? Like a crash. And this is messages that I'm sending. So right now I have I must have turned it off because I don't know. I was spamming myself with something.
But it looks like everything's reading properly.
Yep, everything's reading properly. So our signal is getting sent and caught by this one. This one is now, this log is working. Did you notice it was saying door clicked, right?
Yes.
So now, let's leave that in there because it's extraneous, but I think it's good for organizational bits and pieces. We can move it around. Okay, now, when we receive that signal, what do we want to do? We want to move the game object. So action on the game object, movement, move to location, right? And this signal can be split in. We want to move the spawned game object, and let's give this a name. Spawned door set, right? And now I'm gonna Control C, Control V it to give it the copy and paste, right? We're going to move whatever object spawned, right, to a location. This is a vector 3. Just think of it as a XYZ right now. And we will do a whole episode on vectors at some point. I was thinking about how to do that the other day. Use it as an offset. We're not going to deal with that today. Transition time, let's take 0.25 seconds. So it should move in a quarter of a second. Yes. So it should fly past the camera on, let's go verify, I think. We want it to move on Z. See my axis here?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Right? X would be sideways, so I want it to move on Z.
Coming forward.
Let's go find the world center and watch this. What's this hoo-ha? Yeah. Because the axis was pointed the other way, I thought it was going to be, right? It's pointed towards a positive direction. That's the negative direction. The camera is in the negative direction. It is -10. Let's go back to the world center. Zero that out. So I want to move it at least -10. So let's just call it -11.
Right. I think it's got to move past.
Past that location. Save it. Okay. Whoop. All right. Now.
They all moved. That's what we want.
They all moved. So, however, let's play. Let's play it again, and they're not quite moving how we want them to, right? Because what we need to do is we want to move the whole set of doors. However, we also have other things we need to do, right? So let's go back to our keynote. Door spawning. We need to do scoring at some point, right? Let's do this. Door animation. And then also door result. Okay, so these three things that I put here, right?
They need to happen sequentially, right? Like,
yeah, and in fact, this is the. Sometimes we get so obsessed with one of these or the other that we forget that it's always a triplet. There's always a setup, right, or an introduction to whatever the action is, and every action has a result, right? And so this happens on a fractal time scale. So even at the minutest all the way to the biggest. So the game even has this, right? Which is what's the setup of the game? It's this screen, right?
Yep.
And then what's the whole point of the game? Well, we'll get to 10,000 doors at some point, right? But the whole point is here. This is the conflict or the action, right? In fact, that's sort of like the if I can do this way. It's the conflict. It's rhetorical. So what's the conflict? Reward, or I'll just call it penalize for now. So everything has this. It's like basically you want to set up a conflict or a problem for the player, right? You want to give them an action that solves the conflict, and then you want to give them the reward or penalty for that result, right? That's across the whole game, right? At some point, we will talk about this at this level, which is basically that, in all honesty, there is kind of no point to this game, which is the point of this game, right? It's sort of my meta statement on advertising. So we kind of have the action, but it's not quite right. We have spawning, we have our action, but we also need to show what the door result is before moving it out. So what we did is we only have one part of the door result, which is moving the doors, right? We need to put some more bits and pieces in here. So that was obvious. We've got the door moving. Let's do this. What is it that we need to do now? So we moved the whole set of doors. However, we also need to, let's see, score in some way. And also, we probably want to pause to show result, right? Or what's behind the door. We need to reveal some stuff.
Right.
So let's do, let's go back to the door, because I don't think that we're going to be able to do it all in the master script here, right? Because I think one of the things that's happening with the doors is that we're not really catching when it's done, right? And then we're sending the signal. So the first thing we can do artificially before we get too deep into it is we know that this rotation takes 0.25 seconds. We'll add an action, time, delay.
Yeah, pause. Yeah, cool.
Right.
Okay, makes sense.
Let's see, 0.25, and then after the delay, we'll send that signal. Now you have to be careful with this, sending signals on delays, because sometimes signals, there's a little bit of time involved in sending the signal, right? It's not completely instantaneous, at least not, I've found that if you start stacking these things, you will eventually put enough delays in that you'll notice it, right? So, but in this case, I think it's going to be fine, but you can't build all your scripts this way. At some point, you really do need to go to C# and start, doing a little bit of code. Anyway, so now we have a delay built in. Save it. Let's play it. Okay, it didn't actually pause for 0.25 seconds, did it? It started moving the door. So let's actually do this. I'm going to add a variable which is it's a float. Dark blue is a float, right?
Right.
We're going to call this score delay. I'm going to expose it to Unity. We're going to call it 0.5 as a default. I'm going to save it, go back out to Unity, go to UScript, and wait for the compiling to finish. I think I actually ran the game before it was done compiling. I was impatient. Okay, UScript, exposed variables. Oh, shit, it's on the door. Let's go to our prefab, look at the door. Score delay is 0.5 seconds. That seems just about right. Okay, so now we have our doors. Let's make sure the game window is active. Boom. Okay, so now we have a half-second delay. Now, did you notice that when I put 0.25 on there as a delay, that it almost didn't make any difference? That's because these signals go through not instantaneously, but pretty fast, right? And so what happened is, like, the door got there, but the way animation works is you kind of need to, like, accentuate the action, right? Is you want it to be like, it opened. Oh, I just registered in my brain that it opened, right?
Right.
So that's why I added the slight extra time. So let's call it, I think 0.25 is fine, but I'm going to knock down this to 0.2 seconds to make, actually, let's make it a little more noticeable. I want the doors to open pretty quickly, right? Now, after that delay, before that delay, what I want to do is actually spawn, right, the result. Add action, game object, spawn prefab. Let's just do spawn prefab right now. And what we're going to do is, actually, I'm going to delete this because I know where I'm going. Add actions, game object. Yep. Spawn prefab at location. Let's split the signal. I'm going to drop this delay down here for now. Now we need something to spawn as a reward. Let's go steal something. Assets, search, coin. Let's check the asset store. I might have a coin already. Let's check my off. Let's just drag this in. Is there a prefab? Let me have it. Let me have it. Fuck it. Let's go to my library. Okay, this is everything that I've downloaded. I'm looking for a reward. I'm just gonna grab something.
Like a money sign or something?
Something. If I don't find something really quickly, then I'm just gonna. Sorry, I'm going fast because I'm just scanning. For.
I mean, you go at your speed. Like we'll just.
Yep. Mm-hmm. Oh, there's got to be something in this 2 million user party pack. This is from Unity. Okay, I'm going to unselect all. And what we're going to do is look for a prefab. Any prefabs in here?
Party hat?
Yeah, party hat. Oh, fuck it. Let's just bring them all in. And then I'll browse and delete. Okay, so it's gonna import these.
So these are all objects and textures and things?
Yeah, this was a pack of assets that Unity released at 2 million users. It's kind of lame. There's not much to use it for. And they're not even really super high quality assets. I mean, they're fine. But let's do... Okay, let's skip this search. Go to the party pack. Let's look at what models they have. 40 ounces of beer. Let's get that in there.
That's a reward for sure.
Balloon. Let's do... These are all going to be good, so let's do it's a party popper. And then we'll worry about and a cake. Okay, grab all of these things. I am actually, watch what I do here, going to drag all of these things into, well, let's go look at them to make sure that's what we want. There's a 40 ounce.
Oh, it's 3D too, huh?
Yeah, these are all big objects, or actually 3D objects. There's a party popper, and there's our cake. Okay, so I'm going to ditch these. So now I know what they are. 40 ounces of beer I'm going to drag into the resources folder. The cake I'm going to drag into the resources folder. And the, what was the other one?
Cake. Oh, I'm sorry, the party popper.
Party popper, yes, into the resources folder. I put them in here because that way I can call them from script, right? I could tell it to call it from somewhere else, but it's just, I don't like dicking with two string variables because the potential for typos, right? Like it gets harder to sort of track where I may have made a typo. So string name. Let's actually do this. I'm going to show you a little something snazzy. Let's do add action variables. What are we going to do to the variable? We're going to go to string. We're going to, nope, actually what we want is lists. List, right? We want to get a string list. We want to access this string list. So what I'm going to do is, after it rotates, or sorry, when it starts rotating, let's pick a random string from a variable list of other strings, right? And now I will actually reward strings. I'll just call it that. We'll expose it to Unity. Now, ignore this index one because that way you can tell it what to pull from the list if you want. But right now I just want a random one, right? We're going to define like what's got selected randomly and then tell it to spawn at the spawn position, which right now I've got it as 0, 0, 0, but let's do it as, oh, this is not actually the one I want. I want add action game object spawn prefab. Okay, spawn this prefab at the spawn point of variable owner game object. So I want it to spawn on the door, right? However, I don't want a spawn name, and I do want a location offset at some point. Variable vector 3. We'll just call this reward offset. We'll expose this to Unity. Spawn game object. I do want at some point because variable game object. This will tell me what spawned. Okay. Now let's hit save. This is actually kind of a lot of information to throw at you right now, but we're running low on time, and I want to get a reward spawning in the background. Okay. So I deleted all my bits and pieces. Let's go to my door script. Right. And then reward string, size 3. Right. Element 1, we want to be... Oh, fuck, this is going to be a pain in the ass. Hold on a sec. Let's do it this way. I am going to not expose this to Unity. But what we do is add 3 strings, 40 ounces of beer. Then we will come back here. Okay, it's cake. I'll just type cake. It should be fine. Cake. And then party popper. Okay, I am going to actually copy this one because there's a space in there, and I know I'm old school. I sort of type without spaces. That's bit me in the ass a few times. Okay, reward string. It doesn't need a name. Actually, it's good. It's good, even though I've got it named and I won't use it somewhere else, or probably won't. Or change this variable. It's good sometimes to know what that variable is. So now I know it's a list. Actually, we'll rename that after the next time it compiles. Heart's getting low. Okay, so now when I click a door, it should be pausing and spawning something. Oh, I saw something spawn at the bottom. It was really small.
That little thing right there?
Yeah. Hold on, let's see here. So notice my play button is still on up here. Oh yeah, the cake is blown out by the lights.
Yeah.
Notice the play button is on, so I can take a look at it. But now when I hit the play button again and turn it off, it'll disappear because it's no longer existing in the world, right?
Right.
Let's take the cake. Look at the cake. Oh my god, this is way overly complex. Okay, cake frosting.
Oh, it's in 4 pieces like that?
Yeah, I'm going to have to pull this into the world. Look at the cake. We're going to change the scale to be like 5 times the size. Right?
Yeah.
We're going to... I don't see... Open this up. Let's see what this is, because it should have applied that. No, I do not want to open the mesh. Okay, let's just save it. Delete. Now let's drag the cake back in and see what we get. No, it's still going to be 111. Okay, I'm just going to fix this as script right now because I'm too lazy to deal with this other shit.
Okay.
When it spawns a prefab, let's take that prefab action, game object, movement. It's not actually movement that I want. I want to get the scale. No, I want to actually set the scale, right, of the whole object. Where is it? So we can do this. Move to orbit around, rotate. Oh, there we go. We can set a random scale. All right. Looks like I am going to do a search for scale. We'll set scale. That was in there somewhere, but I couldn't see it. Sorry. After it's finished spawning, whatever object is spawned, we're going to scale it by 5. Okay. because, like I said, I'm too lazy to go in and fix that prefab because it's a trash prefab for this project. I'm not going to have cakes at the end. I just need it there. I just need it there to show that. Let's see here. Let's delete this one so it's not confusing. I just need it there to show that we're okay. So we got a party popper for that one. Okay, and notice also that it showed up at the door access location, right? So what's our offset? Let's do it on X by 2.5. Let's save that. Let's check our doors. Reward offset 2. Nah. Actually, I'm going to remove this from you again. Because I don't want to run into the eventuality that maybe I have to edit that on all 3 doors right now, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I'm just going to set a reward offset because I know that they're all facing the same direction.
So you won't necessarily have to do that on all 3 doors then?
No, I'll show you another way to do this that will make it actually easier for us. Okay. Oh, there it is. It moved over to +5 or +2.5 off that offset.
Too far?
Too far. So we're getting random results, or not random results, but I could probably fiddle fart around with this shit all day long. Let's do this a different way. Add variable, action, game object, spawn prefab. Which one was that at location? Let's do spawn prefab, right? And notice here it still wants a location, but it's a spawn point, right? Mm-hmm. Let's actually not use the owner or an offset. We don't need a spawned name. We do still need spawned game object. Finish spawning. Set the scale. Let's actually make this really, really obvious. Okay, so the spawn point that we want to use, I think what I'm going to do is we're going to open up this door prefab again, right? And what I'm going to do is add 3 empty objects, and we're going to call this spawn door 1 reward, right? And then I'm going to duplicate it twice. We're going to call this one door 2, and then we'll call this one door 3. And what I'm going to do is actually attach these to, I'm going to child associate them with the doors that they're on, right? And let's go look at their transforms. Notice, remember I told you that they're now in, this position is in relation to the parent object. Mm-hmm. So when I pull this one off, watch the position up here. See how I went to world position? And we're going to go to door position. And here's my OCD again. Let's set it to 0, 0, 0. Notice that it went straight to the pivot point on this door, right? Sorry, on the door, right? But that's not exactly where I want this to spawn. Where I want it to spawn is actually, let's see, -1, too far, -0.5, -0.6. There's 2 points in there, delete that. Does that look about middle of the door? That's about right. Now let's put it on Y. 2, no, 1. Okay. So it'll be a little bit off the world. So it's a -0.6 and 1 for all 3 of these. Could have saved myself some time. -0.6, tab 1, tab 0, tab. Tab cycles through the fields. -0.6, tab 1, tab 0, enter. Okay. Now, all 3 of these spawn locations should be about the center of the door, right? Center is maybe not actually where I want it because it will actually penetrate the door at that point. So let's do back by 0.25. Let's look at how far behind the door that went. 0.3, 0.4. I'm pulling these numbers kind of out of my ass.
Sure.
But
you move it manually with the mouse?
Say what?
Can you move it manually with the mouse if you wanted to?
Sure. I can do this.
Right.
I'm just a stickler for having everything be exact, right? The other thing I think you can do is to see select this field. No, okay. Sometimes there's a there it is. See that? See how I got the arrow?
Yeah.
You can do this.
Oh,
Whatever makes you comfortable. The thing is like at these kinds of numbers, like I'll never get an exact. Like it's so much faster to just go 0.5, at least for me. It's what I'm used to, right? You can do however you like to do that. Okay, save it, door set, apply all of these changes. Actually, I don't even need to do that. So now I should be able to. Yep. Nope. Don't need to do that. Delete. Yes. Delete. Delete this one. Actually, I shouldn't have deleted it because in case I fuck it up. Okay, now we have a spawn point for where we can go, right? However, we should. How do we know which spawn point based on which door? So I did 3 separate spawn points, right? Let's do add action. Game object. Get child prefab. I'm not sure if I want to do it that way. Let's do. Variable. Action. Variable. Game object. No, that's not what I want to do. I actually want to get the name of a game object. So game object. Get the. Should be a name thing in here. Looks like I'm not going to try and find it that way. Let's do this. Name. What do we get?
Ooh.
Okay, we got get children by name. All right, let's do this. Let's open up my doors again. Let's look at these. And I'm gonna name these spawn door rewards. Actually, that shouldn't make any difference. Access is string. Delete this out. So what I'm trying to do is get the spawn point depending on what door is clicked, right? In target variable owner game object. So for this owner, when this happens, right? Okay, search as a game object for children using the specified name, right? So let's add another variable that's a string, and then we'll call this search type. We want it to match. Change this string to reward spawn. Okay. So it's going to be okay at this point to have the same name because of the way. No, I want this string reward spawn, right? Control C. Let's go here. Oh, it's not copying over. Okay, let's do this instead. So it's going to be okay to have the same name because, oh, look at that. I'm having copy and paste issues with my computer. Okay, there we go. Because what I'm saying is, on this object only, find something that's named this, right? And each door has its own, Right? Then the result that I want, let's see, is let's call it first child gives us a game object, which is going to be our spawn point. So let's do variable game object name reward spawn point, and then we'll call this. Doesn't need a value actually. It's going to be whatever object comes out of here. So this goes to here, right? This is going to start looking a little spaghetti-ish, right? So children found random spawn that prefab. All right. Now I named this for a reason because I'm going to leave it sloppy for a second, but for me to clean this up, what I can do is actually delete this line, connector line, right? Move this to here, paste it, and so when this variable changes over here, and let's change the value. Did you notice that it changed on the other side?
No, I didn't see that.
Okay, watch. I'm typing on the one on the left, right? This one here. Watch the value over here.
Oh yeah.
Right, and so when I go over here, it's the same value. This is exactly how it works when it runs through this script. So when this first child gets this, because I've got the name and this has the same name, it will change that, right? So I'm going to change this value because the value I want is actually whatever this game object is. Okay, let's test and see if that works.
Do you need to put a name in there then, the game object? What is that?
Where?
Well, you just clicked on the word. Well, let's just see if it works, and then I'll ask you a question.
Yeah. Okay. Oh.
Whoa.
No, it's okay. It's because I left my door set in the world. Let's go here. Drag this back out to verify that I've got all the pieces that I want. Oh, see, I didn't apply it. Apply. Okay. That would have been an issue when I tried to spawn because I wasn't looking for these individual rewards. Okay. Apply. And actually, come to think of it, I could have left that named the way I had it because I could have looked for just one piece of that string. I'll explain that in a minute. Or not, doesn't matter. Okay, so our door spawned, everything's looking good. I click it, it rotates, everything's looking good. It pauses, everything's looking good. I have a feeling that in my console, it didn't kick out an error, right? So, something did not spawn. Oh, you know what? It may not have found children. Spawn door rewards. Let's actually search type includes spawn door rewards. Let's see this. Children found random. Go back to this door set. Verify that my spawn points have see, it didn't actually apply down spawn door rewards. That one applied. Let's do this again. I clicked on a door that doesn't have the right child, right? And so what it did was it went looking for apply all changes to the parent, which should have applied these as well. But I am double checking because we are running a little over.
You're fine. I mean,
and I want to do that. I want to do this. I want to get this door working. Okay.
Yeah.
Let's rebuild all the graphs.
I ordered at 12 to go get flowers.
Shouldn't you have gotten those yesterday?
I figured they'd be fresher today.
Yeah.
I could just run down to Trader Joe's. They got good stuff.
Yeah, right on. Yes, I stopped by Kitson last night to pick up interesting stuff.
You're a man. That's why. The man.
Yeah, I still felt late. Anyway, a grumpy cat notepad goes a long way. Anyway, all right, everything's all set. I've saved everything. Let's delete this one. Let's get the world going. Get the game. Okay, our door spawned. All right, now let's go back to the scene and see if we can see. I don't see a spawned object, right? So let's try and figure out what's happening here. I didn't get an error.
Did the object also pop up in that log?
It can. So let's actually drop a log in, right? Drop a log. Okay, that it's making it here. And let's go ahead and do this. You know, I have a feeling. Let's do this. I was having copy and paste errors, so let's. Excuse me.
Bless you.
Pick the spawn point.
Bless you, man.
Sometimes I run into this. This reward spawn point should be fine. Actually, you know what I'm going to do? Let's do it this way, and I can actually guarantee that that's what's happening. It's going to be fucking ugly, but that's fine.
But I mean, for this, there's no mistake in it, right?
No. Spawn to rewards. Let's get children by name type includes. I'm actually going to just change this to rewards so that I can make sure. See, I think there's a carriage return in there. Make sure that the string is exactly correct.
Sure thing.
So, yeah, so basically I had a carriage return in there, so I think it was still looking for a carriage return, like rewards, carriage return, right?
Because when you were copying and pasting, you were copying with no characters.
That's correct. And so, basically that's why I don't really like to do certain string operations, because it's error prone to do too much based on that. There we go. It says it doesn't like.
Object reference not set.
Yes, so let's look at that actual error. Object reference, instance of an object. Okay, so what happened is it did not find a child with a name including this, right? However, it did. Let's see, spawn point.
Is that the right name? Rewards spawn point?
Yeah. Let's default this to something, just because. Who's that game object? Random game object in the world. Yeah, let's move this down. So we're going to default it to this. Did you notice that this log did not fire? We didn't get this spawn point. I think that's the null piece. So what happened is, like, it didn't actually fire children found. It actually just fired out this log, and it says that this didn't get defined, right? So we did not find something called rewards in door.
It's nice to have that log there to let you know that.
Yeah, so that's what that red error was, right? It was trying to find all let's rewards. Okay. Make sure that this says rewards. Right? Okay. Get children by name. And I want to actually we'll leave this connected to out because I do want it to kick out an error, right? So let's compile this. Oh, bacon monkey. Good times. All right. Let's play this again. Shit, hold on. Let me ditch. Turn this off. There it is again, so it doesn't show up in the world. We want 2 door sets. Okay. Make sure the game window or the game tab is ours. Boom. We got a 40. Let's try it. Let's test each door. There's our 40. Okay, let's go to console. Okay.
Is it technically going through random objects?
It's supposed to be random. Except that we're always getting the 40. Random, found it. Get random. Spawn it with that location. So we're working, except that for some reason we seem to always get the 40. It's a 1 in 3 chance. It's actually very likely that
right.
we get that get a result like that, right?
Now is there a way that we can have that 40 disappear and then new spawn doors? Do you think we could do that within the next couple minutes?
Yes. So this 40, we already set its scale, right? Let's actually do. I'm gonna pull this. I did this offline, right? But let's actually pull all of this back in line and make it one long sequence. Right? So we have 2 options based on the things that I've already taught, which is we could actually put a script on a 40 for it to delete itself, right? However, I think in the interest of time and the interest of just, it's not going to get much more complex after this. So let's set the scale. We'll have our delay after we set the scale, right? After that delay, we'll send that signal, but we're also going to do actions, game object, destroy, right? After this delay, we'll also send that signal. And what target do we want to destroy? We want to actually use the same game object. Sorry, I'm not going to name it, so I'm not going to do that. The same game object that we spawned, right? So spawn game object. Notice it's an arrow saying that this is the name of the game object that got spawned. You can set its scale. Now we can destroy it. Send the signal. So after 0.5 seconds from this point in time, right? I've actually now got some stuff in between. It might be a little longer than 0.5 seconds from the time it spawned. Or the time
so it should be open, reward, doors move, reward disappears.
Correct. Now, whose ass I gotta kick to get myself a beer? Alright. I'm still trying to figure out what movie that's from.
Oh, there's a new reward.
Yep, it showed up. The cake showed up.
You're waiting it to stay on there for a full second.
Yes. Oh, hey, look at that.
Yeah.
All right. Let's. We may not want. So let's do this. Score delay. Let's actually introduce another delay because we want the. I'm going to change the order. Right? I want to send this signal to move the doors after this delay. Right? I think I am going to move this back to where it was because after it rotates This is the event that like I want to chain it, right? But I do want to introduce another delay for this one. Action, time, delay. Duration, let's just call it 0.5. From this point, we're going to delay half a second to do it. So now I have two timing pieces that I can dick around with, so I can make the cake stay around a little longer, right?
Just like a second? Is that what you put in?
Yeah, it can. And in fact, there is kind of a thing here. It's like, maybe we should move the cake towards the camera to show you that you're moving. Because when the cake stands still, it's clearly obvious that the illusion is busted, right?
Right.
Okay. So, let's do this. Cake's awfully large. This is what happens when you indiscriminately scale stuff, whatever is there, by a factor of 6.
Is it also clipping the door?
It is. Like I said, because it's so large, and I think what I can do, if I wanted to, I could come back to these spawn points, right? In fact, let's do that right now. And move these spawn points back to point 6. I also made the cake a little smaller. Not the cake, but anything that spawns a little smaller. Right, so let's apply that. Notice that the 0.6 came in a bold. Right, that means that it's different from the prefab. So let me change this to 1. It's a slightly bolder color, right, like the 1. It means that that's not the value that's on the prefab. Right? So let's do 0.6, and that it's changed. So now I'm going to apply it. It turns to a different color. So that means that it matches the prefab. Save that. Go back up to the door set. Turn that shit off. Okay. Set the scale. Delay. Destroy yourself. Boom. I think so. Spawn prefab was good. It works, but there's another option. I want it to move with the doors, but I don't want it to. I kind of don't want to write a bunch of scripts. We also have a way to do this, which is despawn child prefab, right? On the spawn position. Oh, okay, we're not going to do that. Delete selected. What we're going to do is actually actions, game object, attach to game object, right? And we're going to do that in here. We're going to attach this game object to whatever door spawned it, variable, owner game object, right? And then when this is done, the cake should move with the door. Double check. Game object to attach to is the owner. Game object to attach to the target. Okay. Alrighty. Okay, so it appeared, it got pushed out of the way by the door, I think. Let's hit play again. I think the party popper actually has collision. I don't know if you saw it, but between the doors.
I didn't see it.
Yeah, oh, that's what happened. I attached it to the door after it,
So it flies away with the door.
Before it rotated, right? So before it rotated, I attached it to the door, so it rotated and pushed the object out of the way.
And you can't even see it.
Yeah. So let me zoom in. I'll show you what happens. Grab the world camera. Let's move it to like -5. Let's play it again. So watch the crack in the door. Let's make sure that this is there. Okay, watch this area. Actually, I'll do it on the green door, right? Watch to the right of the door.
Huh.
Did you see that it was attached back there? Okay, so that's actually easy to fix, right? Let's take this attachment, right? Let's move it to after the delay, right? In fact, there's no reason it has to be in line here. We can actually do this down over here. Where's our rotate? Rotate, right? Out, delay, send the signal. Right there. So we know that it's rotated, then there's a delay, and then it's going to send signal, right?
Cool.
So let's save that. I could have also put it on the end of this delay, but I wanted to make sure that it's in this line of script so that it is related to the rotate and not an arbitrary time offset. Okay, let's do this. Go back to the game. Click the green door. Boom. Back there, it's gone. One thing to double check though, did it destroy itself? Okay. So our doors now aren't destroying themselves. Let's go back. We're getting close here.
Yeah.
Door test. Move to location. Finished. After that, we're going to action. Game object. Destroy. So after it's finished moving, let's move this back over here. After it's finished moving, we're going to destroy the spawn game object, right? Save. Come on now. All right. Play this. Go back to game. Click the door. Boom! Gone. Right? Let's look at the world to make sure the doors are gone. Doors are now gone. Let's do... So I've got this as on graph event spawn prefab, right? Let's take this block of code, Control C, Control V, take it down here. When the objects are destroyed, spawn another set of doors. Okay. Now, what's going to be interesting about this is it's not going to be the result that we want for the final, but it will be functionally the right order, right?
Okay.
So let's hit play. Right. Play.
Dude. Did that cake scale needs to be down?
Yeah, we're not going to use the cake anyway, so I'm not super worried about it, but I'm glad that...
Because you can place anything now within those game objects, right? The reference of game objects?
I can change that to be whatever I want, right? So, you know, we can go to the... we will go to the asset store. Let's do... let's find this coin model. Coin on the asset store. Free asset.
What were you thinking for the rewards? Or what was your original idea?
Oh, there is. This package. Well, so what we're going to do is there's a random chance that you get nothing. There's also a random chance that you get a bonus or some score, right? And then there's also a random chance that you get Satan's face and he throws an ad at you, right? So when we go back to the door piece, I'm not sure that I'm going to keep the random chance logic in the door, but I think that's not a terrible place for it right now. And then what we'll do is whatever object gets spawned, we'll track. So now I've pulled in that coin. Let's close this. Medieval gold. So what's this look like? What's the model look like? Well, it's a bunch of gold. Let's do one gold coin. Okay. Pull this in. Look at the size of this thing. Okay. It's pretty small. Coin. Copy this. Let's rotate Go to rotate. Let's rotate it. I'm going to hold command, which is going to snap by 15 degrees every time. So now it's standing up. Right? Let's make sure that the Z is 0. There's my new prefab. This was the imported thing. This is my new prefab that I'm going to use. I'm going to name this something else. I'll just call it temp right now because I don't want to make a reference to a couple of different things. I'm going to copy this name. We're going to go back to the door. Right? Now, we pulled randomly from this 3 list. Let's get the coin every time. Okay? Save it.
I'm totally seeing this game like in my head right now.
Yeah, you can kind of see where it's all going, right?
Yeah, totally. I mean, I saw it originally when you described it. It's exactly what you're doing now. It's just like I can see where.
Oh, it's a tiny coin.
Yeah, it's tiny, right? Does that mean you can't see it?
Yeah, it is. Small prefabs at scale. Let's actually do something. Oh wait, that's the coin. That was there. So let's do this. Should be one coin. Okay, check my console. Yeah, okay, it didn't find that coin. This is probably a good place to start because we'll do scoring next week. And maybe some polish. And then actually I'll do this.
I don't even see the coin. Is it there?
I'm not sure. I'm not sure, but I did that so fast that it was probably a little sloppy, right? In fact, I think see, it's not finding this prefab. Oh, you know why? Yeah, this is actually a good point because I left it here, right? Let's copy it. Actually, let's drag it to my resources folder. Now it's going to work. So it was going to a folder that it didn't exist in. Right, there it is. Boop. Boop. Coin, coin, coin. Right? Let's go to my resources folder. Create a prefab. Let's call this nothing. We believe in nothing, Lebowski. This prefab. Come on. Let's go, buddy. Alright, let's do this. Create an empty game object. Nothing. Okay. Go back to my reward string. Paste that in. Alright, no tab. Okay. Make sure that that's there. One coin. Let's go to Photoshop. Satan head. I'm going to grab this. Just that. Control C, Control N. I'm not going to bother with
Unreal word.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Hold on.
What the hell is that?
Yeah, I only copied one layer. Let's see.
Oh, you're still only copying.
Yeah, there's a copy merge function. Okay. Fuck it. I want this. I want that. Oh yeah, I do want that stuff. Because I went and did an edit of this stuff. So let's do this layer. key. Now this. And I'm going to, let's try this again. This untitled, that's fine. Kill this one. Save. Okay. File. Save.
Big money. Big prize.
Yeah, that's right. Save this. We will actually go to. I'm going to go straight to the project and save it there, not Lenzo test. What we want is. Did I call this Twitch test?
I don't know. 3 doors?
Twitch example project. Now I'll do that later. So I'm going to actually create a folder in here called source art. Okay, done. Back to here. We'll get this. Grab the Twitch example project source art. Import Satan's head into here. Change this type from texture to a sprite. And then let's get the sprite mode single. I don't think that there we go. See how I went transparent back there? It's because I turned it into a sprite.
Right.
Okay. Now we're going to, I'm going to copy this. We're going to call this unreward because I think it's funny. We're going to take Satan's head. We're going to apply it onto this, right? There we go. Satan's head's a little big. Oh, actually.
That looks awesome, by the way.
It's a little
So
too
are things
small.
automatically like vectorized or anti-alias, whatever you call it? When
Yeah.
they're in this, right?
It goes into the sprite engine. I'm not exactly sure how they're doing all of that, but I'm assuming that they're doing a certain amount of. Let's see.
Just cleaning up edges and things.
Yeah. It also depends on the resolution of your map, right?
See, I expected this guy. I thought he was going to come up from the front. You know what I mean? Like, so our perspective would be like right in front of the camera. He pops up and, you know. Like,
Oh, he can actually. What I was gonna do, and then I think what we want to do at some point is do a script that's that controls all of that, and like so you open the door, maybe he comes out from the door, right? Mm-hmm. So our Satan head can do that stuff. But let's do. So we got unreward. Come back to our list. Drop that, and we have nothing, right? Okay, let's play it. The game. I need to actually turn off this and this. Okay. Oh, something's not spawning. No, everything's spawning. You know what I bet it is that I didn't bother with my prefabs to make sure that I was zeroed out. So they're spawning offset a little bit. Let's apply that. So there's like 2 offsets getting applied, right? Where they are in the world, coming in there, and then also this one. Yes. Not seeing. Oh, what I need to do is actually delete this one. Let's bring nothing back in here. No. Nothing back in here. Let's create an empty bloom object. We'll scan this onto there. Take this nothing, apply it. Now this nothing has something attached to it. Take both of these, delete them out of the world. Hit play. Oh, I'm also applying a scale to these things. Satan, make it really big. That might also be another reason why we're not seeing him, is because he's being spawned and then scaled. There's a coin. There's another coin. There's a coin. Coin. It's nothing. Coin. Sorry, nothing. Coin. Nothing. Nothing. I think when Satan's showing up, he's getting scaled to be so fucking big that I think we're not seeing him. Let's go to unreward. Let's drag this back into the world. Look at Satan's head. 0.1. It's really small. Let's take the whole thing and take it down to half of this size. So it's more like the coin size, right, to start with. And then let's take Satan's head. Yeah, okay. He might also be just not showing up on screen. And the thing is, in the game now, it's going by so fast that he's not going to exist long enough for us to... There he is. Ah. Right? Coin. Satan. 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 Game over.
It's completely on a random 1 out of 3 chance right now.
It's 1 of 3 chance that you get nothing, coin, or Satan. I'm kind of compulsively clicking because I'm so curious as to what's behind the next set, right? Like, what am I going to get?
This is exactly the intention of the game.
Yes, exactly. So we can delete this one. Fuck it. I'm just going to do score right now. Don't you have to get flowers? No. Well, this is going to be... you know what? Why don't you get flowers? Because I have to... For me to do the score, I need to talk about the... so next week, we'll actually do the score. We'll put stuff on screen, and I'll show you the UI system a little bit, and then how we're going to hook into that with Unity, because it's a little bit tricky, and I don't want to just breeze through it right now. But what I will do, actually...
You got a lot done today, though.
Yeah, we did get a lot done today, and I think... hold on, we're going to do one thing. Action, game object. So, add condition comparison. Game object has tag. We'll call this tag coin, right? When it's spawned, this is going to get messy. I'll clean all of this up later when it's finished spawning. We're going to check if something has the tag coin. We'll work with what that is at some point. But let's do. Let's see. No, let's do. Where is it? Where the fuck is this thing? Okay, fuck it. We'll do it next week.
Okay.
Go get your flowers, man. I'm not gonna mess you up on Valentine's Day.
I mean, I've got a lot of time apparently. So, but.
Oh. Well, here. Hold on a second.
You do something in the next 10 minutes?
I could do something in the next few minutes. Let's do. What the fuck is it called? Action. Screen. Is it screen? No. Oh, GUI. Right. I've already. We're going to print text, right? And condition comparison. Game object has tag, right? Tag is going to be coin, right? And if this game object has this tag, we're going to show this text, which is add variable string score. We're going to show that text in white alignment. We're going to make this our center. We are after let's call this 22. seconds. And font size will be, let's call it 32. Font style should be bold. Let's do bold and italic. And then save this. So I'm just going to brute force print some text to the screen. And it's going to be white on a black background. And we'll have our coin set. Now I am going back to my resources, pick this coin. We're going to change this tag, add a tag, call it coin. So it now has this tag, right? This is an interesting thing that you can do that Unity has is you can tag objects and then search for those tags and do things to everything that has that tag, right? Or something like that. Or say that like you've got a trigger and I only want things with the tag coin to trigger the trigger. You can do that, right? And that's totally defined by you. So it has added a tag, right? Yes. That's fine. So that's great. So now let's go back to coin. Add that tag. Let's save. Okay. Now we should get the word score to show up when I get a coin. Oh, hold on, let's do this. Let's check my console. So it'll maximize. Let's go back to here. We didn't get any text. What? Because it's... Aha. Okay. I think I'm being too restrictive with what I'm looking for. So we're looking for a coin. Tag. Has at least one tag. Show text. Oh. That's why. Take that back. I didn't fuck up. I didn't actually put score in here. Score should show up. Let's take all of this. Alright, does not have tag.
So if there's nothing there?
Correct. Which we'll also get on nothing, but I find that kind of funny. What I should do is actually tag Satan, the coin, and the nothing, right? So that it's nothing, Satan, coin, and then have 3 different print text results. But this may or may not be the way I end up doing this. Anyway, play, maximize, score. Did you see score showed up? Fail, I own you. Okay, let's do this. Going so fast.
Yeah, we can slow it down a little bit, right?
Yeah, let's go for... only thing is they're going to start overlapping because the doors are so fast. So we know that the doors take half a second, right? Let's leave it up for half a second for now. So next week we'll do scoring, and then the week after we'll do polish. And I might do a sideways episode where we just talk about polish, but don't do it here. I don't know, maybe we'll do it. Here, I own you. Fail, I'm not deleting Satan's face.
Yeah, why's that?
Delay, destroy itself. I suspect, let's rebuild all graphs.
It's just a compiling issue.
I don't know, but it wasn't doing that before, right? So I wonder if somewhere in there I'm actually I've introduced a bug, but if it's still buggy, I'll just bug fix it next week. Yep, no, we're good.
Hey.
Yep. We're still getting epic fail on you on nothing, which is fine. It's a little misleading because it makes you feel like Satan didn't show up.
Right.
Mm-hmm. There we go.
See, I'm almost seeing like the door you pick and then the other door. So the door you pick opens, the other doors like go away or something. You know what I mean? Like all this like animation stuff happening.
Oh yeah.
I could see it.
Yeah, we can absolutely do that, right? We can make them go up in a puff of smoke. We can make them do all kinds of shit. But we'll do that when we get to polish.
Yeah, totally.
And when we go to polish it, we'll do that. In fact, we can start to discuss, maybe it does something a little bit random every time. Maybe it does something a little different, right?
Yeah.
So we'll get to, like I said, we'll get to that with polish. Next week we'll do UI, which will include a little bit of polish inherently, right? Because UI sort of implies that it looks kind of good, right?
Yeah, maybe the doors can be slowed down a little bit, or like, is there like a motion blur you can add to them or something?
Absolutely. We can start to explore all of that stuff. And the thing is like, I'm not really like motion blur. I don't know. Like, let's go see if we can do it. Let's find it, right? And that's
Right.
kind of the whole point of this. Is what I want to get across to you is that like almost anything you can imagine can be done.
Right.
There are a few things that you can't do, but we'll get to that when we'll cross that bridge when we get to it, right? Because I want you to learn how to solve your own problems, right? And so when you get there, you're like, oh, I wonder, we can do X, Y, and Z. There we go.
Cool.
We are good to go. Thanks for tuning in, everybody. Does anybody have questions? Do we even have anybody left? Is everybody still in there?
Says there's 5 people.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So, does anybody have any questions on what I covered this week?
And I dropped that thing in your Dropbox or your Google Drive.
Okay. Cool. Yeah. It should link me, right?
Cool.
It fired children, but not love. All right. I will stay in chat for a little bit. And I think I'm going to stop work on 3 Doors, but I am going to play it a little bit while people ask questions. So you can, if you got a jet, Brian, just I will see you next week. Same bat time, same bat place.
Yeah.
And then we'll do an actual scoring, and then we'll talk about polish and pacing and how it feels and all of that good stuff, right? But like now we have a good skeleton down. We can start to do score. We can start to do some polish, and then the week after I will put it up on the Android store right here on Twitch so that people can see how to do that.
Yeah.
Right? And then basically it'll be up later that afternoon. Until then, I will compulsively click on doors. Oh, I found a bug. I found several bugs, actually. Okay, I know what happened. Oh, that's good.
Alright, I'm taking off.
Okay, alright, dude. Later. Yep, and no questions? I'm paying attention to the chat room now, so... Hi, guys. Oh, yeah. Forgot my red Valentine's Day shirt. Wait, so who was this that said... Oh, hi, Carol. I hate Kismet. No. Are you still with us? No. Okay. All right. Ah. Okay, I'm out.